Hello, I created this quick video to show you how you can manage all your cloud infrastructures across multiple environments. So let's get started. The first thing we are going to do is to go to the architecture selector, where we can find all of our projects. So we have Brainboard trainings, cloud strategies, template catalog, and use cases. In each project, we have different environments. For example, here we have the environment development, and in each environment, you have your architecture. Now we are going to create two new environments. Let's say, for example, production. We can add the description and the tags as well. And then we can create, let's say, staging. So now for the project Brainboard trainings, you have three environments: development, production, and staging. Now, the second thing you are going to do is to set up your remote backend. So go to data, and here you can either choose the S3, blob storage, or Brainboard backend. We will choose the S3. You can also set up your own remote backend per architecture, still choosing either the S3, Azure Blob Storage, or Brainboard backend. And here, once you have configured it, you can actually go back to the infrastructure. Now you are going to make sure that this infrastructure is ready to be deployed. To do so, simply need to go to deploy. Here you have all your Terraform code and your Terraform files from the main.f to locals. So now you can go to action and do the Terraform plan. Here, Brainboard will do the Terraform init and the Terraform state log. We will check that the code is actually valid and that the infrastructure is ready to be deployed. So here, everything is valid. So it will be ready. Here, as Brainboard is a collaborative solution, let's imagine that one of your colleagues try to do the apply while you try to do the plan. Here, Brainboard will recognize that there is an ongoing action. So you need to stop the plan before you can actually do the apply. And then when you write apply, you will be able to deploy it in AWS. Once we have checked that, we can actually go back to the architecture selector. We need to modify the architecture from work in progress to, for example, approved, and then we update it. Let's imagine now that you would like to move from development to production. You have two possibilities. So you go to clone. Here you choose your target environment. You choose either a new name or you keep the name as it is. And then here you have to choose. Either you want to do the sync or you want to do the clone. And we will do the clone. Here we are in production. So now we can open prod. And then imagine that you would like to make some modification on this architecture. Here you create a new version. Let's say initial commit. And then here, let's say that you would like to delete these resources. So you delete them. Here you create a new version, let's say deleted resources. And then you commit. So just remember that everything you are doing on the design will be automatically reflected on your code. So for example, here, if you go back to initial commit, you see that the code has been automatically reflected. If you go to deleted resources, then you see that it has been reflected as well. So now it's good. And if you go, for example, to development and want to see what happened, it hasn't been impacted. So now we are good. And let's say now that you would like to go from development to staging. So we go and we do the clone. Here, staging. Here we have the name. We keep it like that. And then we do the sync. So here we will be in staging. Now we close it. Here we have the information. So environment and architectures. So imagine here you want to create a version, initial version, or for example, initial commit. It's you who decide the name. Imagine now that you would like to delete these resources. Here, you create a new version, deleted resources, meet. And now, so you're in staging here, you go to development and you see that it has been deleted. So meaning everything that you are doing in one environment will be reflected into the other one. The only thing that will not be reflected will be the variable. So you go to input and here, for example, you say, just create random variable architecture, here string, and here, for example, let's say country, just an example. So as you observed, you are in development. Now you go to staging, input, and you see that the variable that you have created into the other environment will not be reflected into this one. So you need to be careful about your variables. So I showed you how you can configure your remote backend. Make sure that the Terraform code is actually valid and the architecture ready to be deployed. And here I showed you how to use the architecture selector and go from one environment to another using either clone or sync. I hope this video has been useful for you, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to help you build your own use case on Brainboard. Have a great day.